What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be beating Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu without using a single Kanto Pokemon. Now, based off the title of this video, you might be a little bit confused as to how, in a Pokemon game that is primarily centralized around the Kanto Pokemon, how are you going to beat that game without using Kanto Pokemon? It's actually quite simple. Within Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, there was one thing that they changed to make it less of a faithful remake, and that's the fact that you can trade your originally Kanto Pokemon for Alolan Pokemon. So, by definition, in my professional opinion, Alolan Pokemon are not Kanto Pokemon, they're Alolan Pokemon, which is why they are called Alolan Pokemon. So, I have decided that I was going to beat this game by only using non-Kanto Pokemon. And because I'm hilarious in the way that I do these challenges, I decided to name myself the very professional and funny name, Not a Kanto Guy. Because in these tents, I am not a Kanto guy. I'm an Alolan guy. I live for the sun. So, I'm going to be beating this game without ever using a Kanto Pokemon. However, there are some exceptions to this. There are some gyms that require you to catch or have in your party a Pokemon that is not considered to be a Kanto Pokemon. So, for example, against Brock's gym, I need to have an Oddish with me in order to get into the gym, but I cannot use that Oddish. Or, in another example, during Koga's gym, I have to catch 50 different species of Pokemon. That meaning I cannot specifically only catch Pokemon that have Alolan variants. So, with that being said, that is going to be the main premise of this challenge, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video, because this is Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu without Kanto Pokemon. I wake up in my room after a Pikachu jumps out of my TV, and I look around, and I, just get myself familiarized with the game. It's been quite some time since I last played this game. I think it's almost been 2 years, but I do enjoy replaying this game every now and then. I'm learning the controls and forgetting that you can only play with one Joy-Con at a time, so I keep trying to use the left Joy-Con even though I can only use the right one right now, because that's the one that I assigned at the start. When I attempt to go down my stairs, my rival, Kanto Beta, walks up and informs me that we need to go to Professor Oak's lab in order to get our starter Pokemon, now that it's our big day. However, as per usual in a Kanto game, we cannot go to Professor Oak's lab to get a Pokemon, because, well, he's in the grass. I get this stupid Pikachu that I'll never use, and I'm gonna box immediately, and I'm gonna replace him right now. So, I walk away, and my rival, it stops me in my path. Sorry, I stuttered there. And has Professor Oak give us our Pokedex so that way we can catch any Pokemon. Now that I have access to the Pokedex, I can transfer any Pokemon into the game. So, simply what I did, I took a not a Cantonian. I took an Alolan Rattata, I transferred it from my Let's Go Eevee file into Let's Go Pikachu. And just like that, I now had a Alolan Rattata. This guy is level 14, or I guess it's a gal. This gal is level 14 with Tail Whip, Quick Attack, Focus Energy, and Bite. And considering she's level 14, she will not listen to a single thing that I tell her to do, which is really annoying, but it is what it is for now, and this will be fixed as soon as I get my first gym badge. But for now, I need to go get my parcel. I go to Viridian City, I go talk to the parcel guy, I get my parcel, and I am given the prompt by Arceus himself to go teleport back to Oak's lab. Thank you, Arceus. I head back to Oak's lab, I give him his stupid little parcel, and as we're there, he starts blabbing, and this Pikachu that I hate starts to jump onto my shoulder without my consent. I feel very violated, and I am calling PETA about this, just so you know. But before I can leave to go call PETA, Kanto Beta stops me, and we have our first battle. He leads off with his Pokemon that he picked, an Eevee, and I lead with my Rattata. He gets a critical hit, and I one-shot him with a bite. Yeah, a lot of this beginning game is going to be a lot more easy compared to the later parts of this game, because my Rattata is so over-leveled compared to everything else. I have to catch this Oddish out of my way from Viridian Forest in order to get into Brock's gym. So I quickly catch this, get an excellent throw for my third throw of the game. My first one being Pikachu, the second one I missed, and my third one being an excellent. So I catch that Oddish, and now it is time to go fight Brock's gym. I named this Oddish Exception because he is the only exception in this entire challenge that I'm actually allowed to use, considering he has to be with me in my party during this. I go into the gym, I flash my level 3 Oddish to the gym guy, and he thinks that that proves me as worthy to go fight the level 14 Onix that I, am gonna get absolutely decimated by. But, I'm not going to be using this Oddish. I use the master technique of avoiding the gym trainers in order to get to Brock. And, we begin our first battle. Brock's team consists of a Geodude and an Onix, which are pretty easy Pokemon to fight against. But when you have an overleveled Rattata that won't listen to you, it's actually a little bit difficult, because this Rattata refuses to listen to a single command that I gave it until it hit 5 HP. And I kept having to do this cycle where I would heal it up, keep spamming Bite, it wouldn't listen to me until it was at 5 HP again, and so on and so forth until I finally beat this stupid Geodude. I get another potion, and Geodude tackles me, but I finish it off with that third Bite. Next up is Onix. I know that I'm cooked here if I don't get a bite, but my Rattata turns away. His rock throws are only doing 7 damage, so I know that I'm 3 shots away from getting hit each time, so I have 3 opportunities to get a bite. I get a bite my second try, and a bite my third try. I go for another potion, and I pray to Arceus himself that I get this bite off, which I end up doing, but I get a low roll, so Onix doesn't die. That really sucks. I get hit with another rock throw, and Rattata finally decides to listen to me and hits another bite. Getting my first gym badge, I now have a listening Rattata. Then I encounter a wild Sandshrew who I'll trade later on to get a Alolan Sandslash. And I get an excellent throw on him, 3 shakes, and he's mine. Nice and easy. I don't know why, but at the start of this, I forgot to, stop recording, so I would end up just, teaching my Pokemon moves and stuff, and, doing the whole Pokedex thing, and I just wouldn't stop my recording. I'm really annoyed that I did this, because it means that the audio clip is going to take longer. I get into, I think it was Granite Cave or something? I forgot the name of the cave, honestly. I think it was Pewter Cave? I don't know. But I catch this Geodude after meeting up with Team Rocket in order to trade this Geodude for an Alolan Geodude in Viridian City later on. I catch the Geodude, and I go on my merry way to, get some fossils. I'm actually not going to tell you what fossil I get at all. You can guess yourself, and if you guess correctly, then I'll heart the comment and pin it. But this Rattata is just sweeping through this nerd's entire team. His bites are so vicious and so over-leveled that everything is just a cakewalk for me right now. Again, like I said, I'm not telling you what fossil I picked. Screw you! How about you comment, and maybe you'll get it right. This is the fossil that I like more, by the way. That's the one that I picked. I get interrupted by Team Rocket, who try to steal my fossil, but because they suck at everything they do, they force me into a double battle, where I consistently switch between Oddish and a Geodude in order to not deal any damage and thus not fail the challenge. My Rattata gets poisoned though, which really sucks for me, because that lowers my, health at rapid rates. So I need to take care of this Ekans and Coughing within quick succession, Otherwise, it can cost me my entire run, and it would force me to use a Kanto Pokemon. However, Coughing's quite low, so I know that within 1 or 2 hits, I'm guaranteed to win this. If Coughing outspeeds me here, then I'm absolutely cooked, but thankfully he doesn't, and a headbutt finishes him off. I go to catch another Rattata in order... Oh my god, that was a terrible miss. I go to catch another Rattata, and I'm going to trade this for another Alolan Rattata in Cerulean City. However, this pesky little crapper keeps breaking out of my Pokeballs. I literally had to cut out how many times he broke out. But I end up going to catch my Rattata, and I trade him for a better Rattata. If only Misty knew what she had coming for her. But say hello to Rattata number 2. This one is not to be mixed up with Rattata number 1, because Rattata number 1 is female and is a higher level. So, I did this about 4 more times. Yeah, I know, I'm evil, right? So, now it's time to go challenge Misty's gym. I also learned that you cannot rename your Pokemon if they're traded, which really sucks, because I did want to rename these Pokemon, but instead I ended up referring to them as the first 3 letters of their name twice. So, like, Rattata was just Rat. But, I got this random stalker after, and she just spawned in and ran away. That was kind of weird. Next up is Misty, and Rattata 1 and Rattata 2 are getting ready to go to work. With a vicious, 2 bites, Psyduck is down to, just enough health for Rattata number 1 to finish him off. I hit a Focus Energy with Rattata number 2, Starmie's up next, and Scald's Rattata number 2. So, in retaliation, Rattata number 1 attacks, Rattata number 3 appears, they both go to attack, and Rattata number 3 dies. However, the signature move, Rattata number 2, the sequel, appears and dies immediately, and Rattata number 1 finishes off Starmie with a bite. And then immediately learns Crunch was a great move very later into this game. I then go against my rival who's complaining about a talking Nidorino. I mean, come on. How many Pokemon movies have you seen, buddy? They all have telepathy. He sends out Pidgey, and the Stalker and me use the power of Rat Gang to take down his Pidgey and the rest of his team. His Eevee is actually quite weak. I think it's very dumb of him to choose to evolve it into a Jolteon, and I get it's to match Pikachu's typing, but I also find it kind of dumb. I think Flareon would have been a way better choice for him to evolve it into. Next up, Bill. I have to meet up with Bill. He gives me the SS tickets for freeing him from the Nidorino he was trapped in, and I go through this stranger's house to, get to the next city. I trade my Geodude for another Geodude, and remember that I'm very stupid for not getting more Geodudes while I was in the cave, because it means that I don't get more Alolan Geodudes, which would have been great early on, because Lieutenant Surge, I don't know if you know this, he's an Electric-type gym leader, and I don't know if you know this, Rock and Electric resists Electric, so having a lot of those would have been great against Lieutenant Surge. But unfortunately, I was dumb. I then go to Diglett's cave, and I catch myself a Diglett, because, that's what you catch in Diglett's cave. But I get a great throw on it with my Stalker, and we end up catching this, pesky little Diglett. And that is the next Pokemon that we're going to be able to trade. I go onto the SSN, and I meet up with the previous champion, Blue, of the Kanto region, on, this big cruise boat. He gives me a Shalor Sable from Shalor City. I don't know if we're ever going to see him in Shalor City, actually, but as I'm going to see the captain and crash the boat, Kanto Beta stops me in his tracks and tells me that he's got a terrible stomach ache, so instead we decide to throw our pets at each other. However, my pets are simply superior because I have a pet rock. That's the OG pet right there. Nobody can compete with the pet rock. Leave a comment down below if you had a pet rock growing up, because I sure as hell had a whole army of them. My Stalker appears halfway through the battle to fight against Oddish, and helps me take it down. Next up is Eevee, who takes out my Rattata, but another Rattata soon replaces it, and we knock out Eevee. that's the end for my rival, and it's now time to go get the secret technique chopped down in order to get into Lieutenant Surge's gym. Pikachu is apparently an expert at everything that he does because he immediately learned how to cut down trees just by a visually representation. We disabled the electric barrier that Lieutenant Surge is hiding behind. I don't know if he was ever able to get out. I mean, what if just nobody ever opened that barrier? What would have happened? Yeah, I feel like he would have been screwed. But anyways, Rattata and Geodude end up going against Voltorb. He normally sets up a light screen, so any special attacking moves, like my, rocks that I have to throw, which I learned that they're actually physical moves. And I actually have a question. How is throwing a rock physical? If it's from afar, is Geodude physically going up to his opponent and smacking him with the rock and then running away? Because that's the only way that I think Rock Slide could be physical. But my two Rattatas end up taking down his Magnemite, and I get my third gym badge. Rattata number 1 evolves into a big rat, who is so adorable. Oh, who's a good Rattata? Or, I guess, Raticate now. I get his Pokédex entry, because I once again forgot to stop recording. And now, with my third gym badge, I win. I then head my way over to Route 11 to get through Diglett's Cave, because that's the only way that I can get to the next secret technique, which is Light Up, which lights up this secret technique. It's for one area. So I skip over that because I don't think it's very important, and because of that, my angry subscribers who, are mad at me for skipping, end up jumping me. However, Elite Four member Lorelei saves my sweet booty cheeks, and I go to encounter a Cubone who I'm going to trade for later at Fuchsia City once it's a Marowak. I get a double throw on it, and because the motion controls in this game suck booty, I end up, missing him, but I still end up catching it, which, that's great for me. Next up, I send away my Diglett to the afterlife in exchange for a Diglett with a few hairs, who kind of looks like Caillou now that I think about it. That's really all he's got going for him. He's got hair now. I make my way to Celadon and meet up with Brock, who gives me some pewter crunchies and a tea. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this game. How is the access to the entire game a cup of tea? Because those guards are thirsty, they won't let you into Saffron. The only way that you can get in is giving them a cup of tea. How? How is that the way that you get in? That's so stupid. Oh my god. But regardless, we get our butt into Saffron City. We explore around for a little bit, and I make my way to the Pokemon Center in order to trade for a Raichu. But I don't think I have a Raichu right now, so I have to go get one. I go to Viridian Forest through Diglett's Tunnel. I catch myself a brand new Pikachu. And, yeah, I force feed him a Thunderstone, alright? I shoved that thing right down his throat. Pause. I don't care. I shoved it right down his throat. He's got a gullet, alright? I don't know why I didn't show it, but apparently I did get an Alolan Sandshrew. I forgot to show it, I guess. My bad. I think I might have forgot to record it, or entirely deleted it while I was setting up the video recordings. But I evolved my Pikachu into a Raichu, and immediately send him away to the afterlife in order to get myself a fantastic Alolan Raichu. I'm gonna spoil this now. This Alolan Raichu carries the entirety of this game. He is the sole reason that I end up doing so well in this challenge. But now it's time for the rival fight. I lead with Sand Slash, Ice Punch with that. It's really fast, I'm sorry. I dig away at his Jolteon, and last up is his Gloom, who I Ice Punch. Once I get put to sleep, he uses a Hyper Potion, he beats me up, I wake up, I Ice Punch, I kill him. My Diglett, after that, evolves into a Dugtrio with Luscious Locks, and now I have a really strong looking team. So I cut down the tree that's guarding Celadon City's gym. God, why is there 2 gyms that are blocked by trees? I mean, how do I know Erica has the secret technique? I immediately get taken out while using Geodude, because I thought I could set up Stealth Rock fast enough, but I obviously couldn't, so I leave with Ice Punch and Thunderbolt to get a Paralyze, which I don't get, and together, they manage to take down Tangela. Raichu levels up, and now it's time for Vileplume, her ace, which I don't know why she brought this out so early, but it's not that big of a deal because some Ice Punches and some Thunderbolts easily take out Vileplume. Last up on Erica's team is... Oh, wait. Well, actually, I learned Hyper Fang, but I decided not to. Last up on her team is a Weepin' Bell, who is easily taken down. Now it's time to go to the game corner, secret base, and while I'm in there, my Geodude evolves into a Graveler. It's a good time to note now, when my Graveler hits level 40,
so
I will be trading him to a copy of Let's Go Eevee, and then trading him back in order to get my Alolan Golem. I just wanted to make that clear.
First off, we got
now with my Stalker by my side.
Thunderbolt, Rock Slide, Stealth Rock, Headbutt.
How do I cycle? How do I cycle between them? How do I cycle between? Oh, I was using the wrong stick. Okay. Then we got Raichu. He's the newest member, so he hasn't learned any moves yet, but I will get him some good ones. He's only got Thunderbolt, Growl, Tail Whip, and Double Team right now. Then we got Sand Slash, who's got Swift, Mirror Coat, Fury Swipes, and Ice Punch. Doug Trio, that was a Joy-Con. Doug Trio with Tri-Attack, Dig, Slash, and Sucker Punch. Eradicate the OG with Super Fang, Shadow Ball, Headbutt, and Crunch. And then Cubone, he's not going to be used for any battles, but I'm going to trade, once he evolves, I can trade him for an Alolan Marowak. He's got Leer, Bone Club, Headbutt, and Rage. And the only reason he's in here is for EXP level ups. But yeah, that's the team right now. And I'm gonna go clear out the Rocket hideout. I have my Pikachu go get the lift key and immediately go after Archer, now that I'm able to, go through this entire base with one key. Really bad idea on Team Rocket's part. You need one key to get through the entirety of this area. I think it's a little bit stupid. But Archer's walking away now that he's got the Cubone, and I stop him right in his tracks, because I'm not going to let him steal this Cubone. Kanto Beta wants that on his team. And maybe I'll catch it, because it might be a high enough level for me to catch it and evolve it immediately so I can trade it away. But Archer doesn't care, and he wants to fight against me. He sends out Weezing, and my Sandslash and Raichu work together to get rid of this terribly disgusting, ball of something. I do like Galarian Weezing. I like how he's got neutralizing gas. Next up is this Golbat, who gets Headbutt and Thunderbolt by Eradicate and Rai. The two of them take him out, and just like that, well, I learn some moves, and Archer is taken down. But immediately after, Giovanni sees some, success in me, and he thinks that I have potential. So, we have our first fight with Giovanni. Now, I have to think this now, but of all the Pokemon games, this is the one where I think you fight the team leader, the evil team leader the most. Usually you're fighting them all the time, but I think this guy is tied with Cyrus for the latest time and the least amount of times fighting against him. But that doesn't really matter, because now it's time to whip Giovanni's Italian cheeks. I can say that because I am Italian, okay? Leave me alone. Giovanni leads with his Persian from the anime. I wish that he kept this on his team, but I guess that he didn't. He flinches out my Raichu, and together with Graveler, they take down Persian. Next up is his Rhyhorn, who, is immune to electric moves, so that really sucks for me, and it manages to deal with Raichu. But with the power of Cubone, who I do consider right now to be an Alolan Pokemon, they manage to work together, and they stop Rhyhorn as a team, and finish it off with a Ice Punch from Sandslash. But Kanto Beta, me and him, we go to the Lavender Tower, and we reveal that all the ghosts that we were seeing were literally just ghosts, but you can throw your balls at them. So I go to Big Ghost himself, who wants to have a big cutscene with me, and he's telling me to be gone, but I ain't about all that. Instead, I'm gonna flash my fancy goggles at him. I do really like the design of him when his first two hands come out. And then his big face appears, and I think he just kind of looks ugly. I get it's a reference to the original Glitch Ghost in the Red and Blue games, but I don't know, it's off-putting to me, and it looks like it needs more color than it actually has. The Silph Scope reveals that it's just a dead Marowak who doesn't want anybody going above the tower. I find that a little bit weird. Why would you not want people to pass by the tower? I find that a little bit dumb. But this Cubone has a touching moment with his dead parent, and they go to reach for each other, but sadly enough, the Marowak dies. Kanto Beta takes this as the opportunity to kidnap this stupid little Cubone. Yeah, real wise of you, Kanto Beta, to just kidnap the little Cubone after he just lost his mother. That's, like, terrible. You suck, dude. You suck. Well, we go to the top of the tower, and we meet up with Mr. Fuji, so I can get the flute that he spit on all the time. But apparently, Jesse and James from Team Rocket want the flute that he spit on more than I do. I don't know why they would need a flute. I mean, what are you gonna do with the Snorlax? I don't think that you're really strong enough to even catch this Snorlax. But it doesn't matter, because within quick succession, Sandslash and Dugtrio are able to deal with Arbok and Weezing. And I managed to freeze both of them, which I find really funny, because I just literally could not do anything while I had them frozen. And we end up taking out Weezing last, and just like that, Team Rocket is dealt with. I find it a little bit weird that they never use the Meowth in battle, but I take the flute that an old man spit on, and I wake up the Snorlax. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I'm not trying to fight a Snorlax. This thing has a base stat total of like 530. I am not in any sense at all trying to get my booty cheeks whipped by this gigantic boy. So the second that his battle initiates, I use the professional tactic of sending out my Sandslash, and watch this right here. This is some professional gamer level move. I run away from the battle, and as a result, the Snorlax despawns. Yeah. I know, I'm a professional at this. I'm great at this. And, I guess Mr. Fuji was impressed by this, because he said not bad. I head my way to Fuchsia, and I trade the Marowak that I now have for an Alolan Marowak, which is far superior for, like, 2% of the game, because this Marowak never learns Flare Blitz until, like, level 40. I literally like peed myself when I saw Flare Blitz as an option. I was like, finally, it's the 8th gym. Why have you taken so long to learn damn Flare Blitz? But now with my Alolan Marowak, I now have some coverage, and I go through Fuchsia. I get the Sea Skim ability, and I decide to head straight for Cinnabar Island in order to get my next Pokemon, which can be quite useful later on in this playthrough. So I Sea Skim over, and I make my way to Cinnabar Island, and I head straight for the Pokemon Mansion. Because in here, in Let's Go Pikachu, you're able to create a Grimer for an Alolan Grimer, which is a great Pokemon. Absolutely fantastic typing. Dark Poison is so great of a typing, especially because of how, like, physically bulky Alolan Muck is. It's taken so many hits, and the one type that can really stop it with ease can't do only. I don't really think that I can think of like a ground type move that does special damage. Because that's where Alolan Muck is weak. But he's physically pretty strong. So I get my Alolan Grimer, and I immediately evolve him with a rare candy that I had saved in my pocket. And now with my level 46 Alolan Muck, I'm easily able to take care of a lot of gyms within quick succession. And this is the part where I'm basically gonna just rapid fire through all the gyms. I go to Cinnabar Island, and I go to the Pokemon Mansion. I go and get myself the special key that allows me to get into the gym. I get the secret key, I get into the gym, and it's time for my test, apparently. Yeah, I don't remember having to do tests last time I played a Pokemon game. But after I do his stupid math quiz that I aced, he decides that he's angry at me for, doing good on his test, and he thinks that I cheated. So I have to sweep through his entire team of fire
that wasn't
things
very
with
bad.
a rock.
Surprisingly, was
Yeah,
very easy. That
the
was my
entirety
fifth
of
badge
that was
against
beaten by a
level
rock.
47 Pokemon.
Well, now that
really
Blaine's
good.
down, I get my next
Fire
gym badge.
Blast. That's great. Alright. There we go. On to the next badge.
Now, I end up saying that Fire Blast is going to be good for Marowak, and then I learned that he actually has a special attack lowering nature, which really sucks for me. Well, this guy tells me that I can't get into his gym because I only have 21 species of Pokemon. I'm going to kill you if you don't let me in. I'm going to kill you. Yeah, that's what I thought. I do have 50 species of Pokemon. But now it's time to fight Koga, who is, a real big fan of blowing himself up and just spamming Protect. This battle is really annoying because of that. All of his Pokemon know Protect, and they all know Toxic. That's a really annoying combo. It's just a stall team. Koga's entire thing is stalling. And if you play Pokemon Infinite Fusion, you know that a lot better. Because he's got a Chansey Muck that protects, soft boils, and poisons non-stop, and it's like impossible to beat him. But I finish off his Venomoth as his final member with a Rock Slide, and that gets me my next gym badge. Next up, I decided to go through a small team review. My Graveler had reached level 43, meaning it was time to trade him over. But now it's time for his first battle against Blue, who leads with an Executor, who, I accidentally kill my Raichu with an Earthquake, forgetting that he doesn't have Levitate, but Sandslash takes care of that, and then, he also takes care of Charizard with a ton of Ice Punches, because for some reason, this entire fight, every time Charizard would use a Heat Wave, I kept missing. Now it's time for a fight against Archer and a Grunt, along with my rival, Kanto Beta. We managed to, with ease, take care of Archer's team with a lot of Earthquakes. Well, not accounting for his Raticate, who dies first turn that he's in, but this wheezing, I genuinely started tweaking. I had to mute my mic because of how like annoyed I was at this entire thing. Like, I had to mute it, and I was just like cussing at this damn wheezing. Now it's time for my second fight against Giovanni, who leads with Persian. My Stalker jumps in, and with the power of friendship and 2 electric types, we take down Persian. However, once again, naively, I forget that I'm going up against the ground-type specialist. So, yeah, I switch out Raichu while he's on red health, and I lead with Sandslash. This guy has been carrying the team since the day that he joined, and he's still doing it. His Ice Punches are getting through Nidoqueen, too. We reach the next gym leader in Sabrina, who is going to be our 7th gym. We go up against her and her psychic types. I lead with my Muck because it's resistant to because it's immune to psychic moves and can't take damage from fairy moves. Mr. Mime leads with Reflect, but that's for physical moves, and I'm using special attackers, so kind of dumb on her end. I crunch the Slowbro and Shadow Ball it. It hits me with a Surf, which almost knocks out Marowak, but another Shadow Ball and Crunch take her out. Her third member of her team is a Jinx, who easily falls to a Crunch and a Dark Pulse this time. But before that, my Marowak ends up dying, because he's that slow. Yeah, Marowak's not great, but it's fine. So, we go in with Sandslash, the carry of the team, and we knock out Alakazam. We go over to the Viridian City gym, and Kanto Beta notes that the entire gym is closed, for this entire game. He walks up to me, and he starts talking to me about the fact that, I have 7 gym badges now, this is the last gym, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, how are we supposed to get into this gym? That old man right there, he's the one. I know that he is the key to getting into this gym. And, as a result, he teleported me into the gym. However, before I fight this gym, I wanted to do a little critique to the team. I switched out my Sandslash for an Alolan Ninetales, because viably it's just way better. And for the team's sake, holy, we needed less steel types. We've got 2 steel types and 2 electric types, meaning we're incredibly weak to ground. For our final fight against Giovanni, this time as a gym leader, I walk up to him menacingly, and he's just sitting down. Because, you know, he's Giovanni. But it's time for the final time that I whip his Italian cheeks into, you know, the Johto region, where he will resign his Team Rocket status. Well, it's time for our battle, and Giovanni himself, he leads with a Doug Trio, who gets taken care of very easily by Ninetales in my Doug Trio. His Nidoking gets the exact same treatment, and his Nidoqueen gets the exact same treatment. All of his team is really weak to Ninetales for some reason, so I literally just swept through everything. And his final Pokemon, a Rhydon, gets Psychicked and Ice Beamed out of Oblivion. Kanto Beta, in our second to last battle, is getting absolutely destroyed by my Alolan Ninetales. And during this battle, I want you to know what Pokemon I use, because 2 of the Pokemon that I don't use, I don't use 2 Pokemon in this battle. And one of them, I'm going to be getting rid of as my last member to, like, move out of the team. So, I want you to guess in the comments down below which Pokemon I'm going to be getting rid of. But I take care of Jolteon with a final Earthquake, and now it's time for the Pokemon League. We head up together, and this stupid Pikachu that I desperately hate is, you know, he's looking up at me like we're friends for some reason. I really don't like you. I don't know why you're pretending that I do. But I trade over this Exeggutor that I got earlier on for an Alolan Exeggutor, and if you didn't guess it earlier, the Pokemon that I'm going to be getting rid of is my Alolan Golem. He was just dead weight on the team, he was really slow, he's 4 times weak to ground, and now,
we got Raichu, we got Ninetales, we got Muck, we got Doug Trio, and we got Exeggutor, who's too tall for me to actually see. This is the squad, this is the gang, these are the homies. These guys, they're gonna carry us through the league. This guy right here, I hate him. I really hate the fact that he is snuggling up on my neck this entire time. I hate you. You suck. There is one Pokemon on this team who is a billion times better than you, and it's this goddamn Raichu. Alright, I want to make that very clear to you, Mr. Pikachu. Alright? I'm never playing this game again. This is my 10th playthrough of this game. I'm done playing it. Now it's time to fight the first member of the Elite Four, Lorelei, and the entire strategy that I had for her was Calm Mind once and sweep with Rai-Rai. I kid you not, he swept through this entire team, and that's mainly because Lorelei's entire team composition is bulky ice types, or really frail ice types, that have moves that always miss. Hydro Pump, Blizzard, that's it. Next up is Bruno. I get a little bit cocky here, and I think I would have won with Rai-Rai again if I didn't go for a second Calm Mind. I think I would have had a lot better chance with just one Calm Mind and then sweeping his team. But Ninetales comes out, takes out Onix. This is probably the longest battle that I have so far because of just how many times I have to use revives. And because I forgot to level up my Exeggutor before going into the Elite Four, he's really frail and really under-leveled compared to the rest of the Pokemon, so that really sucks for me. But I'm using Marowak as a Sol strat in order to revive some Pokemon, and he gets a Flare Blitz off 2 times before dying. Next up is Rai-Rai, who I hit with a Psychic, and then his Poliwrath is down. Next up is his signature Pokemon, Machamp, who takes down Rai-Rai in a single Earthquake. Yeah. Next up is Muck, who manages to poison even though he's on red health. And, yeah, I just use him to revive Rai-Rai. And then Machamp goes down, and Hitmonlee does too. Next up is Agatha, who sends out Arbok, and the strat here is Rai-Rai again, I think, but then I get one shot by a Crunch. So, instead my strat is to spam Earthquakes with Dug, because, you know, that's what he does. He Earthquakes. Then he sends out Golbat, though, so I have to switch to Ninetales in order to hit some Ice Beams. Then, I go back into Dug to finish off the rest of Agatha's team with a couple more Earthquakes. But, Dug gets taken out, so I have to use Exeggutor to Psychic,
Then I go into Marowak against Gengar, thinking that I can outspeed, and I get outsped. I go for Muck, who manages to take it out. Next up, and finally, is Lance, who uses Seadra. And the entire strat for this one was use Rai and 9-9 to Dazzling Gleam and Thunderbolt the hell out of Lance's entire team. That was the entire strat. If you didn't guess it already, Rai got one-shot by another Earthquake. He's a really good member of the team, but he just kept getting one-shot. That was like his entire role in the Elite Four. Get a good hit in and then get one-shot by Earthquake. However, Muck, the MVP here for this fight, manages to withstand a Hyper Beam, poison the Charizard, hit with another Hyper Beam, lives it, crunches, and kills the Charizard to my surprise. I know that he's not going to live another one of these. And I have his Dragonite use Outrage so I can lead into Ninetales. But, that's going to be the end for me. No more narrating.
Thank you guys.
So, I'm signing
a
off.
lot for watching.
Have a great day.
It means a lot.
So, just make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Because, I ain't done. I'm trying out doing a full Pokemon playthrough of one little video. I usually do a whole Let's Play, but I wanted to see how a whole video would perform compared to a Let's Play. Really? Your one attack before death was quick attack. You're cooked, little bro. You're cooked. You're cooked. Alright. Yeah, I put work into these videos. Okay, you're gonna go for another quick attack. Oh, damn! Chill on me. I know Rai is frail, but you don't gotta take advantage of it like Rai. He's at least giving me an air flash or something. Alright. Level 58, let's go. Vile Plume. I know Rai can take care of that. He can just throw a psychic at that. The only thing that I'm really worried about is his Marowak and his Jolteon, because those two respectively resist and are immune to Rai's attacks. You went for Solar Blade? You had the perfect opportunity to knock out Rai, and instead you chose to charge up for a whole turn? Buddy, this is a Kanto Beta move. You're not helping your play here, Kanto Beta. He's gonna Rapidash now? I need a Rapidash. There's so many better fire types like Arcanine that you could get. Feel more confident going in with a Thunderbolt. Cause I can paralyze. So I'm gonna go with that. Over Psychic. That's just not doing the damage that I need to. Rai's out here because Flare Blitz. He's like incredibly frail. He's so fast and he's so strong, but his whole premise is like be fast, be strong, take hits from special attackers, and then get obliterated by anything that knows how to punch. And that really sucks, but it's fine. Next up is Doug. I really wish I could have named these guys, but instead I'm just calling them the first 3 letters of their name twice. So, yeah. I'm glad that they introduced in later generations ways to rename Pokemon, even if they're not technically yours. I like that. Alright. So that's half his team down. He's got Slowbro next. I really wish Rai was still here. But I do have Exeggutor. He is slow, but I mean, the guy he's going up against has slow in his name. So I think Exeggutor's got a small chance at this. Just a teeny tiny chance at winning. Very slim. Actually, yeah, probably very slim because he's 9 levels above. Mega Drain. Okay, that does over half. You know, if I grinded this guy up, I could probably do a lot more. I also think that this rival fight, or I guess this champion fight, so stupid. I think Slowbro would be his optimal lead, and then he would want to go with either Jolteon or Rapidash. That way he can get a fast sweeper off early, with the screens up, so he'll have a tanky, fast sweeper. And I find it really stupid that he didn't go for something like that, and instead opted to just, you know, throw Slowbro out halfway through the battle. Like, your screens aren't gonna really be doing you much after that. Well, I mean, other than stopping my Mega Drains from doing max damage, but that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I just think he's stupid for that. There's so many champions out there that are just like, I find them so stupid for the way that they lead their team. Because they have the optimal setup for a really, really good, like, setup and then sweep. Like, take a look at Gita. She's got a King's Gambit and a Glamora in the same team. Yet she uses the King's Gambit early and the Glamora last. What? What are you doing? Alright, next up is Muck. Because, somebody got knocked out. I'm really happy that they gave Muck such a good typing. Like, Poison Dark, it's not the greatest. It's really, really weak to, it's weak to ground. But it drops the Psychic weakness. It doesn't have a Fairy weakness. It's got so many good qualities that outshine the bad ones. Such a good typing. And then, to boot, the type that mainly combats Muck usually is a type that uses physical moves, and he's so physically bulky that I think the only move that you can really be using to get through him is, like, I'm trying to think of a ground special move. Oh, the Zygarde. The Zygarde signature move. I think it was like 1,000 arrows or something. Or like a Z move that was special. And that was his generation. Marowak. That's not my Marowak, that's the weird one. It's the goofy one with the dead mom. Wow, that's terrible. I can't say that. Alright. Yeah, Marowak. And, I think you're really stupid for having this be your last Pokemon. You have a Mega Pidgeot that's really fast and really strong. And you chose the dead one. 5+0. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna take 3 hits at least. And... oh, come on. I'm not playing full restore with you right now. You're not even red health. Your AI is programmed to do that when you're red health, not yellow. Okay. I swear to God, if you full restore again for another full— oh my God! Another one? You're not— no. You're not me when I first fought Red on Mount Silver, where I just kept spamming full restores hoping that my opponent would choose a different move. That's not how this is gonna go. I'm gonna get one critical hit and you're done. Oh my God! He's going for another one. What are you doing? You're just locked here. Fight back. Fight back. If I get a crit, you're done. If I get a crit, you're done. Okay. He used his, like, 30th full restore. Oh my God, he was literally 7-year-old me fighting Red on Mount Silver, and I kept spamming full restores, trying to get my team healed up, because I was still in the 50s. Alright. Well, there it is. I beat Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu without using Kanto Pokemon. There it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe, and comment some critiques that you have about the video, and I will make sure almost immediately that I can work on improving my video style. But God bless y'all. I did this in one day. I need to go get a life. Alright. Until next time, guys. Adios!